And we're going for a smooth open today to see whether or not we can have a little bit of our background music happening. Not too certain, but maybe we will be able to. Testing different opening formats today, but I am in the chat. And you'll notice that we're kind of going for a smoother vibe, a little bit more comfortable today. Of course, it is Saturday, June 7th, 2025. You are here with your host, Beauty Bubble, a new voice on the case. All month long, we will be covering Sebastian Rogers, and I will be sharing a poster today. We'll be going through a news clip as well. This was an update, much needed update. Also, to clarify, none of the WKRN news pieces did I ever see from WKRN. I always went to the true crime channels and listened to what they had to say and how they wanted to present it. Just so that you know, that was my kind of approach to most everything that I learned about the case, besides the location, the terrain, the weather. So I'm going to check and make sure that our audio is good, and I'll be back with you in just a moment. So, as I thought, it might be a little bumpy, a little too loud, the background music over my voice. So, today we put it at about, what is that, about 50% or so. So, we'll bring it back a little bit and just do it at the opener, and maybe we'll do another test towards the end. But once again, we're just testing different things, seeing what kind of, you know, I heard something today. Remember the very first part of the stream, we were just kind of laying a couple things out, and you get to kind of know me and kind of where I'm coming from. And we talk a little tech also. Of course, if there's anything going on in the market that's crazy that I feel like I need to share just to kind of get it off my chest, we'll do it in the first little bit. At the 4-minute mark, you'll hear a full-blown shill. In the beginning, it won't be that big of a deal, but maybe towards the end of the month, I'll get a little bit cleaner, a little bit smoother on how to shill the channel and the future of the channel. So there's this kind of a theme going on. And it's where the broadcasters are, I mean, sailor mouths, bombastic, overcritical, hypercharged on the entertainment value spectrum. We're talking about a 100. Some of them are very funny, they're crass, they're saying things that maybe you thought for a brief moment, and then your morals corrected yourself. And it's this theme going on about being, now I'm going to say a bad word. Oh man. Okay. I'll just use the abbreviation. It's where we are effing boring. Effing boring. Oof. Hurts my feelings. It really, really does. Because I don't think that anyone that is covering these cases would be considered effing boring. Really kind of bothers me. So I hope that I can maybe find the correct tone and tempo in covering these cases, because so much of it is very raw and painful. It's triggering. We don't really know what happened as non professionals. People are trying to come on as if there's some sort of, pros at this or that or the other because, they held a certain job that would make them professionals. There's nothing professional about looking at these cases and then a nightly question that went on for me for months. I would say to quiet, what do you think happened to Sebastian Rogers? And he would say different things, and then the theme sort of turned around to what it felt like to him from me just telling him about the case generally. But I would ask him every night, what do you think happened? And I'll tell you what, the answers to that question are not boring. You may not enjoy the storytelling. Maybe you're coming to YouTube for one, you know, final breath of your entertainment for the day. It doesn't really so much matter, but each one of us, and maybe why I called the shows this month a new voice on the case. Each one of us has something to say. They have. If you've been watching it, you will have a thought. You will not have been that person, "Oh, I wanna wait until all the evidence is in." No, you will have something about the case will, uh, drive a dagger home, and you'll wanna say something about it. This is one reason why the chats are so, so active, because people have something to say. So I wanna let you know, there is no dead doorknob here. There is no, or what they call a doorknob. There is no doorknob in me. This is not a dead house plant podcast of any kind. What you may be hearing in people's voices, just as an observer, is that they're nervous, and then just the most basic things of life is that we want to know that we've been heard and that we've been loved. Not that we've made a lot of money, not that we've created a community to which we can abuse. These might be sort of secondary reasons, but I will tell you that from my vantage, the two things that people want so desperately is to be heard and to be loved. So if there's nervousness in that, if there's dead house plant kind of thinking in that, try and kind of walk away from that for just a little bit, half an hour, 15 minutes. Some of these streams, they go on for 6.5 hours. So imagine if you are trying to keep your stats up, keep your algorithm going, keep all of that happening. You will lean into eventually a crass part of your soul. I've been on YouTube before where I've been very, very angry, very mouthy. And the word, I mean, I'm cussing, I'm calling people snakes, going all out for it. And man, oh man, people will crave it. They love it. They love a good, what's it, they love a good lol cow. They find them in Discords, they find them on YouTube, they find them out on X. They are rampant on Facebook. You want to talk about, cancel culture on Facebook. And so they're always looking for a patsy to feed and fuel we'll just come out and say their wickedness. Wholehearted wickedness. Okay, so we are going to, we're now in the 9 minutes. We're 2 minutes past the 7 minute and well past beyond the 4 minute. And we'll shill the channel here. We'll go ahead and get rid of the banner. And obviously the stream has started soon. So with any YouTuber, there is a certain element of what is called subscriber growth. So in that, you have to shill. You have to remind people to not so much remind people, you have to encourage them to subscribe, but it's kind of like why, right? It's hard to subscribe. You don't, it's like, why should I? It's easy enough to look up Beauty Bubble. It's easy enough to look up Sebastian Rogers on YouTube and hit the live feature, and maybe I'll pop up. So why subscribe? Well, YouTube has this funny thing that they like to do. They like to ghost certain content. If you'll notice, there are certain YouTubers of the entertainment style that you'll look up Sebastian Rogers live. You know that they use the tags, and you will not find them on the top page. So whether or not YouTube is actually really doing this, or this has just been my experience, but the creator will be hidden or ghosted. And by not being able to find them, even if you just want to spend a few minutes with me without the subscribers. So that's one reason, okay? That the practical parts of YouTube is that we're a little bitty channel. We have some subscriber growth, which I'm very happy about. We have a goal for June, which is to hit the well, it would be great to hit 400, which we're just shy of 400. At 500, there's things that start to happen. So subscriber growth is like it's vital to a YouTuber. The other thing are these other elements about, hitting the thumbs up. That does not really matter so much to me. It's recognition. And I'll tell you what, the one thing that YouTube does love is to have interaction with the chat. So no matter what you do, even if it's a simple period, an exclamation point, an emoji, if you take some activity and say hello in the chat, it really does send certain signals to YouTube. We have the Nightbot running, and the Nightbot will only run, I believe, if someone besides myself types in any kind of a command. So on the Nightbot, we have a command called exclamation beauty, and that command should give you and drop you some social outreach. That would be my X primarily. Little secret though, we did do the streaming key for Rumble today, and I got my OBS. Remember how my OBS was freaked out? I was able to get into the library applications library and remove my old OBS and get back into another new one. So I did go through. I've had Rumble since 2023, but never went through the cycle of going live. So we do have a Rumble. We have another outlet. So we have the Nightbot that will help. It helps a certain amount of YouTube going into their kind of, their clickety click. Imagine like it's a machine. It's like a pasta machine. Clickety click, one ravioli at a time, right? That just so it's like if we can just kind of mount up the number of raviolis, that this is kind of what you want. So subscribing to the channel, thumbs up or thumbs down, any kind of engagement on the front page, thumbs up or thumbs down, any live chat remark, an emoji, a period, an exclamation point, and then of course engaging the chat that opens and unlocks other features that YouTube allows, such as an integration with Nightbot. So these are all like super useful things. Okay, so we've gone on too long about the early tech. I do put this in the description, though, that we will review and go over some things that I've observed and want to try and fix and et cetera, et cetera. So with that, we'll go ahead and remind everyone that the credit does go to Nexstar Media and WKRN, and we are going to be reviewing officials provide update about search for Sebastian Rogers. Now I've got it on full screen right now, so I don't know the precise date, but I do think that, well, I'll tell you what it was later. So let's go ahead and remove a few things here and we'll get the sheriff up and hit play and let's just see what comes out. What comes out. Oof. Because yesterday, and if you read my Twitter today, you know that it is very possible that if we don't start listening to what Craddock is saying to us, that we will entirely miss the um, the the gravitas of the situation here. If you were over at my ex, oof, I'm just going to go ahead and get out. Just let it out. This is a theory. It is called an orchestrated removal of a child from their home environment and parental care through a carefully planned and coordinated process, usually involving child protective services and potentially other agencies or legal professionals. An orchestrated removal. So, with that lens way high above, right, of all the scenarios, it's a scenario. Let's put it way up above and let's take a listen to what Eric Craddock has to say to us. Here we go.
And I'm the Chief Deputy at the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. I'll be joined today by Susan Nyland, SUSAN-NILAND, of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. She's the PIO. I also have with me Sumner County Emergency Management Director Ken Widener, KenWeidner. You guys ready? All right. Good morning. I'm Eric Craddock with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and we're going to come to you today with an update on the Sebastian Rogers case. Sebastian has been missing since late February.
Ooh,
That they think may be of some significance to the investigation.
look, it looked like there was a pause.
Sometimes a human called human thing.
No matter
Okay.
how minute it may appear to be to you, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND with any tips or the Sumner County Emergency Communications Center at 615-451-3.
Okay, so at this particular point in time, they actually think that you've got probably enough talking points on the case. So he comes out hitting right away with any tips, any sightings, etc., and gives out all of that information. Let me pull up the picture too, well, the FBI picture too, while we're listening to this.
3838. We understand the anxiety and the concern that this case has caused in the community. We too share the anxiety and concern for Sebastian. I want to reiterate that we are doing everything we can to find Sebastian and bring him home. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office wants to express our gratitude to the community and the many individuals who have helped in the search, the many individuals who have called in tips, the many individuals who have printed flyers and kept Sebastian's face in the news. Nothing would make me happier than to wake up tomorrow morning with a tip that cracks this case wide open and we find Sebastian and bring him home. At this time, I'll turn it over to Susan Nyland from the TBI.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for being here. We know how invested everybody is in the search for Sebastian, in finding out what happened to him and bringing him home. And we want to let everybody know he has not been forgotten. Nobody's forgotten about him. Nobody has given up looking for him. At the beginning of this investigation, there was a large land search for him. It was very visible. There were also waterways, lakes, ponds that were searched. There were aerial searches with helicopters and drones and fixed wing planes. They were done at night. They were done on weekends. They were done during the day.
So she's going over the manpower, the assets that were deployed to find Sebastian.
That was very visible, and it was something everybody was able to see. But we want to let you know that even though there is not that high visibility in investigating this case, that we are not done. It's gone back to what could be considered good old-fashioned police work.
So now we're back to good old-fashioned police work.
Interviewing individuals, re-interviewing individuals, checking out leads, rechecking leads. We have been working with other law enforcement agencies who have had, in other jurisdictions, who have perhaps had some complex cases of their own.
So at this point, they're considering it a complex case. One child, a divorced couple, no friends, stepfather, and it's a complex case. Let's go back and make sure.
We have been working with other law enforcement agencies who have had, in other jurisdictions, who have perhaps had some complex cases of their own that they have worked on to get tips from them. We have had, this day of technology with everyone having cell phones and doorbells and ring bells and surveillance cameras. That, as you can imagine, has been a bit of a chore to be able to collect all those and then review them. It's important.
Okay, why the exasperation? The community was told, if you've got footage, make sure we have it. So now it some sort of feels like an exasperated chore. Does it not sound like that to you guys? Just all of a sudden. I don't get that. If there's something that we want to see from law enforcement is a consistency of tone, tempo, and authority. That's what we need. We need to have that. As true crime sleuths, we demand it. And I think this is one reason why the sleuth moved away from listening to law enforcement, because they're just not offering us enough of just consistent tone, tempo, and authority over the investigation. Let's keep going.
So we know what's out there. We have been reviewing that, reviewing it again. We have had other agencies involved. The FBI has been helpful in that. Secret Service has also been helpful in that. So we are just trying to do whatever we can to advance the investigation. It has not gone to a place where anybody has forgotten about him or is not pursuing this. The parents have been cooperative throughout. At the beginning of the investigation, they have pretty much done whatever law enforcement has asked of them. At this point, we don't have any evidence.
Hold on. Did she say pretty much? She did, didn't she?
Gone to a place where anybody has forgotten about him or is not pursuing.
Yeah, they really, really took offense, didn't they? That there wasn't enough being done. So here we go again. That difference between, believing and beheading. So they had been beheaded, definitely. By who? Right. I'd like to know who, because the parents never, the Victoria Place, the subdivision, never protested. They never put gates up. They never added even more security cameras. They never, so they had to have been getting some real heat somewhere. I don't know if this would be from the governor, or I don't know, the congressman, senators, maybe.
This. The parents have been cooperative throughout. At the beginning of the investigation, they have pretty much done whatever law enforcement.
They have pretty much, yeah, that's what she said. They have pretty much done. Pretty much done. So what about there's the pretty much, and how about what's left over from the pretty much? What's the equation for a pretty much? I better stop here. What's a pretty much? Your child is missing. What's pretty much? What's the other part of the pretty much? So you got pretty much. Where are the holes? Okay, so I'm going to just look. What is the meaning of pretty much? Pretty much. What the very nearly. Very nearly. What does it mean pretty much? Almost completely. Why not completely? It's like my homework is pretty much finished. Almost finished. I'm pretty much. The meaning, not a few, considerable, moderately large in quantity, number, extent, or duration, is from the late 15th century. Pretty much. I mean, they've done it pretty much. Did you ever hear a parent say that? That pretty much we've done everything we were asked to do. Did you hear that from anybody? Did you hear that from a teacher, a neighbor? Oh, pretty much. So what's on the other side of pretty much? I'm looking for pretty much math right now. What does that pretty much say? What does it mean? How does the phrase mean? Understanding the meaning of pretty much. Come on. What can I say instead of pretty much? Pretty much? All right. What am I going to do? How long have we been live right now? 26 minutes and 38 seconds. Okay, we're going to try we're going to bring this puppy down. We're going to bring Sebastian's poster up. We're going to take the credit thing down, taking all of it down. This is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This is the FBI poster that has been recently updated. Let me grab my version and open it up so that I can read it to you best I can here. All right. He's been missing from Hendersonville, Sumner County, Tennessee since February 26th. And what we know a lot about is what happened February 25th, the day and night before. He was proclaimed to be missing. We know a little bit about. When he went missing, he was 15 years old. Okay, he was 5'5", and if you do some average growth, you know that the likelihood that he grew taller is likely. When he went missing, they have his weight at 120 pounds. He is male. He is white. There is a reward of up to $50,000 for information leading to the whereabouts of this teenager. He has ties to Clarksville, Tennessee. That is where his father resides, Clarksville, Tennessee. Oddly enough, when he went missing, they did not dispatch Clarksville, Tennessee law enforcement to meet the father at his residence. That didn't happen. The father went to the Hendersonville property and then was escorted to Clarksville. These are the details. He was last seen on February 25th in the area of Stafford Court, which is part of a subdivision called Victoria Place in Hendersonville, Tennessee. He was wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and black square-framed glasses. He has medical conditions, not a medical condition. He has medical conditions, including autism, that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. Down below, in bold, the FBI poster was issued out of the field office in Nashville. If you have any information concerning the whereabouts of this teenager, please contact the Sumner County Sheriff's Office at area code 615-451-3838 or the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-TBI-FIND or a website, tips to TBI at tbi.tn.gov. You may also contact your local FBI office or the nearest American embassy or consulate or you can submit a tip online at tips.fbi.gov. So that is the poster. You can also go over to FBI, simply go into your browser, type in FBI Sebastian, it'll pop right up on your browser. And you can see the poster there for yourself. You can download the poster and all of that. I think pretty much most of us are going back to this, pardon me, going back to this old school idea that, put the poster out. If you're a true crime content creator, please have it's so easy on StreamYard. Just have it be an image down in your studio and pop it up, for gosh sakes, please. Just pop it up. Have people be reminded that even if you cover other missing persons, if you cover the trial portion of true crime, just pop the picture up. You got a couple seconds at the end of your stream, a couple of seconds in the beginning of your stream. You don't even really have to say anything. There's so many people that now know that this boy is missing. America's most wanted, millions of people. The true crime community on YouTube, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of viewers, perhaps millions of viewers that know about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. So let's just keep on, I guess, and revisit, maybe like I am, these old news conferences as just it's heartbreaking. And now we're hearing about the pretty much. Okay. So I don't know if you've been interviewed and you think that maybe you're part of the pretty much, maybe you should call. Maybe you should call in and just fill in blanks so there ain't no pretty much. Yikes. Wow. Okay. Let's drop it all down. Let's drop it all down and let's figure out what we're going to do for the send off. Oh, okay. So, yeah, just to close. We got it. You've been listening to A New Voice on the Case with Beauty Bubble here on YouTube. It's been June 7th, 2025. Our episodes are live every single day. Don't have really a time. It's just about what I can put together and make it happen for us. Focused on Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers the entire month of June. Let's get something done. Let's work together. Let us understand that every voice does not have to be a hyena. And with that, bye-bye now.